Hey everyone, if you haven't heard yet, when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway with 5 brand new discs. So please subscribe if you like this content. As always, thank you for the community for your support. Thank you. Hello everybody and welcome to my review of the DGA Breaker. Now if you haven't already, please hit that like button if you want to see more videos like this, and also please subscribe. So let's jump in and take a look at the flight numbers. The Breaker is a speed 3, glide 3, turn 0, and a fade of 3 overstable beaded putter. In fact, a lot of people have actually compared it as a beaded zone, but you know what, we'll get to that a little bit later in the video. So as I said, this is an overstable putter. It is great for both headwind putts and also for headwind shots. It also does come in a variety of plastics, including the Pro line and the SP line, which is very durable. You saw that it did have a very flat top, and because of that flat top, it has a very shallow feel to it. With this thing in the hand, it feels really, really shallow, almost shallower than the zone itself. For putting, I can really see why people would love using the Breaker. It is such a great headwind putter, but also because of how comfortable it feels in the hand with the shallow feel, I can see people actually using this as their inside the circle putter. However, for those outside the circle putts, the Breaker just doesn't quite have enough glide unless you're a really good spin putter. So taking a look at the flight of the Breaker, as I mentioned earlier, it is an overstable putter. So if you put this on a hyzer, it is going to hold a hyzer. If you throw it flat, it's going to ride dead straight even into a headwind and still have a very predictable finish. And on an anhyzer, there really isn't much anhyzer with this unless you really force it over. It's more something where it's just going to kind of hold a straight line and then maybe fade out as it slows down. For those faster arm speeds, I would see that the Breaker is going to be an absolutely dead straight putter when thrown really hard. You don't have to worry about it turning over, but at the same time, it's going to just have a nice dead straight finish, where for us slower arm speed players, this is going to be more like a broken in zone. So if the zone is a little bit too much for you, this might be the disc to look at. But let's go ahead and actually take a look at the Breaker versus the zone. When comparing the Breaker to the zone, I think the Breaker is more like an X-Soft, like a seasoned X-Soft zone. You can see when they're ripped hard and flat and low, they both keep very similar straight lines, a little bit of fade at the very end. When you get a little bit of air under them, the Breaker flies nice and straight, has that finish to it, versus the X-Soft zone still gets a little bit more fade to it, which is why I think out of the box, the Breakers are about a seasoned X-Soft. So if you feel the zone has too much stability for you, definitely check out the Breaker. So as I mentioned earlier, the Breaker comes in a few different types of plastic. The stock runs include the D line, the Pro line, and also the SP line. So unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to throw the Breaker in the SP line, but for the Pro line, the only major difference between that and the Pro D that you've seen through most of this video is that the Pro line is actually going to hold the flight characteristics longer just because it is a more premium plastic. And as I mentioned, the Breaker is a headwind fighting putter. This is into about a 15-mile-an-hour headwind, and this kind of straight line and straight finish is, I think, what the pros are probably going to be expecting out of the Breaker. I was pleasantly surprised by the Breaker, so I strongly suggest going out and trying one yourself. There's a reason why this disc sneaks into a lot of pros' bags. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you so much for the support.